Hey Forsyth, it's Ron Freeman, Sheriff here in Forsyth County.
And I'm Mitch Young, the new Superintendent of Forsyth County Schools.
Mitch and I are old friends. We've worked together. That's the great part. We've known each other for a long time, and the school system and the Sheriff's Office, especially over the last 8 years, and you've been in senior leadership roles before your new role as superintendent, and you've seen that grow, right? We've worked so closely together, done so well. You know, we now have 56 school resource deputies assigned full-time to our school system. Every school has an SRO in it. Every high school has two. You know, along with those deputies, we also have 2 full-time K-9 units assigned, some supervisors, and you know, it's just been so important that we work together in today's environment, right, with the threats and just the dangers that just exist in the world that didn't exist in our day.
No, what we have, and we get the question all the time when they look at our school system success, is what's the secret formula behind that? In all my days on the job as superintendent, which is now just about 2 months, what I've been sharing with everybody is it really comes down to 3 things: collaboration, innovation, and accountability. Now, I hate that spells out CIA, but it's pretty easy to remember, that being the sauce. And when you look at the partnership that we formed between the school system and the Sheriff's Department through the years, that collaboration is on display for everybody to see. When you think about our SRO program and our SAS program, those are innovations. And then because of the relationships, we're willing to hold each other accountable, and our community holds us accountable. And I think that's a great partnership.
No, it is. I love that we meet from time to time and we bounce over ideas of things we're doing. So, you know, we do drills at schools. The Sheriff's Office just did a full-scale active shooter drill. Look, I hate to say that we do active shooter drills, but it's incumbent on all of us to be doing those things. And so we do that. We also, your team, your school safety team works so well with our threat assessment team. What's a threat assessment team? Look, we hear from time to time about threats that might affect one of our schools, right? Someone said something, someone posted something on social media. And so we've had some significant threats in Forsyth County, but most threats that we get turn out not to be anything, right? Thank God.
And the work we do proactively. I mean, certainly you drill the things in situations where you have a horrific, scenario play out. We've drilled and worked together on that, but at the proactive level, yeah, we've also put a lot of work in. And I know up until a couple of years ago, we were doing safety audits at every school, mm-hmm, where partners from the Sheriff's Department, our safety and security, and school leaders would walk every inch of school campuses in all 43 of our schools to see where can we improve our safety precautions. And I look forward to that cranking up again with you this year.
We'll obviously continue that. It's good things to do, to be proactive. Like, we want to be in front of something, not behind. It takes us into our see something, say something, right? We have done so well. Most potential threats that we hear about come from parents and students who were saying something that they heard someone say something. Look, most threats in our school system turn out to be absolutely nothing, right? We dig into them, but we don't take them as nothing. We dig into them just like they're the most serious thing that could happen. So school safety and our threat assessment teams work together. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning. We don't stop until it's over. But it takes all of us doing that because we have to be right 100% of the time.
Well, and that's where we have such a strong partnership. And that's where we need our parents and our families and our guardians partnering with us in those proactive measures. So when it comes to see something, say something, that needs to be reiterated by mom and dad and the guardians, grandpa, grandma at the house, so those students feel that that's appropriate to do, to find an adult at school that they trust when they do see something or they hear something. Along those same lines, Sheriff Freeman, is being on top of your children's social media. So we've got these threats that stage a physical threat, of course, but there's also psychological threats that exist out there, and a lot of that comes through social media.
Yeah, we see things, and most things that have happened in schools, most serious critical incidents or violent incidents have happened in schools across the country. Unfortunately, those have been preeminent in social media, right? Something's been out there. So you need to keep up with your kids and what they're doing in social media. And if you see something on social media that's out there, let us know. Look, we'll look into it. If it turns out to be nothing, just a kid that's kind of blowing off a little bit of steam or something like that, we're not going to overreact, but we're going to make sure it's not something serious. But we're also, and I think you'll agree with me, we're not going to put up with threats to our school. We're not going to put up with things that interfere with our school, that make our kids and our parents scared. We're going to hold people accountable for those things, but it takes all of us working together. I can't do it by myself. Superintendent can't do it by himself. We need you, we need our students, we need our parents doing those things together. You know, Unfortunately, when we do these threat assessments, one of the things that we end up doing is we go knocking on doors, right? Who heard what, who said what, and we eventually get that down to maybe the person who supposedly said it, right? It's kind of like the telephone game.
Yeah.
And so we go to those houses, and one of the things we do when we go to those houses and trying to determine if there's any validity to this threat is we always ask about access to weapons, right? Because in today's world, unfortunately, that's something that we do. And so I'll say this, look, anybody who knows me knows that I am a pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment sheriff, and I make no bones about that. Citizens have every right, if they're legal citizens, to possess a weapon to defend themselves and their families. But we have a responsibility as gun owners to make sure also that we secure those weapons in a way that small children can't get to them, or if we know that our children are in crisis or in need, that they can't get to those as well. So by no means should you not have one if you choose to have one, but we do have responsibilities as responsible adults and citizens to do those things.
Absolutely. So I think our ask of parents and ask of our guardians and our families is just to partner with us to be on top of things like internet safety, like social media messaging, like keeping those guns locked up and keeping them safe. And even when we hit the season, which is right around the corner for homecomings, you know, it's fun to have class competitions, it's fun to have junior, senior battles. When that spills over into vandalism, now we've gone too far. So we want to encourage school spirit, but I know as a principal, and certainly this is where you and I probably first got to know each other, some of those things would spill over into doing harm to people's property. We certainly aren't going to stand for that, and we know that you're not.
No, we will hold you responsible. Look, everything in good spirit and good things, we love that. We love our students, we love our school system here. But if you commit criminal acts, if you threaten one of our schools, or you hurt someone, or you hurt their property, damage their property, I'm gonna hold you accountable. So don't make me do that, right? Work with us together so that doesn't happen.
Absolutely. Sheriff Freeman, I look forward to many years ahead of a great partnership with you, keeping our kids and our families safe and helping push them to the highest limits that they can reach academically and in their careers.
Amen. This is why Forsyth County is the great place it is to live. This is why we choose to and are blessed to work here and are blessed to interact with the students and the citizens here. So let's keep it as a place we want to live, work, raise our families. And hey, stay safe, Forsyth.